Good morning, Niagara. You're tuned into Car Connection, where the coffee's hot, the tools are ready, and the talk is always tuned up. I'm your host, Nile Motormouth Jenkins, coming to you straight from the Car Connection workshop, where we mix a little humor, a little know-how, and a whole lot of horsepower. Here, it's not just about fixing cars. It's about keeping you rolling and saving you money, giving you the confidence to understand what's under that hood. From the classics to the commuters, the weird noises, to the what the heck moments, we've got you covered. So grab your coffee, sit back, join the crew, because this is Car Connection, your Monday through Saturday morning pit stop for stories, smarts, a few good laughs. And I'm Niall Motormouth Jenkins, and we are shifting into drive on this Thursday morning of Motormouth's Morning Drive. Welcome aboard if you're here for the very first time. We love our first-time visitors to pieces. And yes, you didn't get the memo on donut duty. We'll fix that. If you're in the queue, waiting to get through the drive-through, remember we are on the cusp of weekend, and in Canada, yesterday we celebrated 159 years of Canada. Happy birthday, Canada. You might be a little tired, a little weary, and a little worn out from the heat, but the heat is going to stay with us for a while, so we'll have the daily weather report coming up in just a few moments. Get your morning beverage ready, whatever you need to do that. Double check your order through the drive-through. We've crossed the Rubicon. We're heading into the weekend. And it's going to be a blazing hot weekend. So make sure you stay beveraged. All right? Make sure wherever you are, whatever you're doing, no pets in the cars, folks. You don't need to go to Wally World and leave the pets in the car. That's not a good idea. And we need to make sure that you have lots of refreshments. Water, H2O. Make sure you don't go anywhere without water. You don't want to get dehydrated because that can happen very, very quickly. And that's happened to myself a couple times at the woodlot. And you feel kind of kooky and like you're going to buy the farm. That's it. Well, we have lots to get through this morning. My apologies for yesterday. The podcast went out late. If you were with me and seeing what I was going through behind the scenes, we had some technical difficulties that we had to work through. Chat and I couldn't have done it without chat. I'll tell you that right now, because I don't know that stuff, period. I don't know my way around the computer like I'm some kind of computer geekist, because I'm not. And if you show me how to do something, I'm on it. But to explain it in inches at a time, actually millimeters. Did I say millimeters? Metric system is the tool of the devil. Yeah, in fractions, we got through it. But by the time we got through it, it was close to 9 o'clock, 5 minutes to 9, and I could not post the podcast. So I had problems with it was technical. Let's just go there. Yeah, I'm still suffering with emotional damage. Oh, my gosh. With the heat, plus that yesterday, by the time I hit the mattress last night, you could have stuck a fork in me and made a s'mores out of me over the fireplace. Yeah, so stick around. Things will go on track now. I know where the problem is, and we have a solution, and that will not happen again. So I was really upset about that, not having your podcast available to you for 8 a.m. So pray for me, would you? Please, at least a couple times. So this morning's podcast is entitled, Cars Are Like a Symphony. And so we're going to walk through that with a five-step understanding as to how is your car like a symphony. And we have Motormouth Summer Tech Tip number 3 coming up. AC not blowing cold? How many of you out there got caught out? Oh, I would imagine quite a few. Can't you just top it up? Nope. No can do. So we're going to talk about that. If you want to learn more about your vehicle's air conditioning, I did a 4-part mini series AC. It's entitled AC Tutorial. You're going to want to listen to all 4 components in that order. 1, 2, 3, and 4. In that series, I break down the 5 things, and especially when it comes to vehicle air conditioning, because 9 out of 10 of you have no idea how to really use your vehicle's air conditioning system. And a lot of it relates to in the household as well. But in the car, it's a little bit of a different animal. So there's 5 things that you need to learn about your vehicle's air conditioning, unless you really like unloading lots of cash. Because I'll tell you right now, one more week of this heat, AC parts have been flying off the shelf, North America wide, and they don't manufacture them all year long. So whatever's in stock flies out of stock, and if yours breaks, it may take weeks to get the components needed to fix it. So I also talk about that in the 4-part series AC Tutorial. So what it is, where it is, how it works, how you broke it, and how we can prevent you from breaking it again and spending money on the same item over and over again, because that's insanity. Doing the same thing over and over again, but expecting a different outcome. Because if you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you always got. The do does and the did is done. So you got to learn this, just the basic fundamentals, whether you're single mom, whether you're single and on your own and having to take care of your own vehicle, whether you're recently widowed or you've been on your own for a few years in the car, you're intimidated by it, this channel is just for you. It's Talk Podcast, where we break down all the incidentals that help a vehicle to be a vehicle. No matter what age it is, you can keep that sucker going as long as you want, because mileage does not matter. It does not matter. Maintenance matters. So whether you have a vehicle that's just outside of making the last payment, it's getting older by the day. Yes or no? The answer is yes. So what are you going to do differently if you're not good with vehicle maintenance when you get the next one? And when you get the next one after that, and you're trading time for money. So this podcast that I've been carving out for many years on radio for 31, and now we're heading into our second year on the digital side of things, there's more ways for you to watch, listen, and engage with your automobile and learn the basic fundamentals, which will arm you so that you don't get taken advantage of at the repair shop. Because over 31 years, that's one of the biggest emails. And even before that, I received letters with questions and copies of invoices. Would you look this over and see if I got ripped off? So we can prevent that from happening by just you stepping up to the plate and saying, you know, I can learn some stuff. Yeah, so if you want to save time, money, and a few bloody knuckles and put money back in your pocket and driving older vehicles like I do, I've learned my lesson about making payments and paying interest. I finally, got sick and tired, fed up, disgusted, and bored of that and going, darn it all, I'm a technician and I can keep everybody else's vehicle going forever and ever. Amen. I can do that for myself, and that's what I do. We got a vehicle sitting in the service bay there right now, Orange Crush, 25 years old, quarter century. You can hop in it and go to Miami if you want. Carry on. Get an oil change when you get there, and one before you leave. And back home you go. How does that happen? That's what this channel's all about, is how you, too, not even being a technician, how you can learn from a 44-year technician all the tricks and tips that I can muster up for you so that you can do the same thing. This channel is for you. and you alone. So come along for the ride this morning. You got your morning beverage ready? Let's scoot. That's it. I can't buy you any more time because we got a long way to go and a short time to get there. Heard that somewhere before. Anyways, flashback? Not sure. Well, let's say thank you to our program partners that make this all possible, and our website and our YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Stevensvilleontheweb.ca, and our Car Connection Freedom Expression store. They make all that possible. We're not monetized yet, but we have been working like 80 plus hours a week and dedicated to bringing you the best of the best that we possibly can in the automotive world. And I got a video coming up. My friend Angus dropped off for me a beautiful pressure washer. Not really. It looked like it had been dragged through a hedge backwards, but I'm going to call him today and just let him know she lives and it works. I got it all working. And it belonged to his dad, and it sat around for quite a while, and it was the last time I went to visit him, it was outside in the snow. And I said, "Hey, Angus, what's up with that pressure washer?" "Oh, it's my dad's. We just kind of left it out there. It doesn't run and this and that." And I said, "Well, if you don't want it, I'll take that." And so he brought it over and dumped it off. He says, "See what you can do with this." Yeah. So I get fresh honey and farm fresh eggs, organic eggs from my friend Angus. Great guy. He's a firefighter, so he's a first responder. So I've pulled it off, and I shot a video showing you that thing. So it'll be going up next week on the channel. You got to take a look at this thing. Even I looked it over and I go, "Oh, really?" Well, yesterday I fired it up, got everything in order, and it spit some crud out that I couldn't get out and flushed out the pump, and it works. And it started on the first pull, and that's what you can do. I'm telling you this little story because that's what can be done. That would have gone to the curb. I guarantee you would have gone in the back of the Scrappy's truck. Down the road it goes, and all it needed was to go through it and fix the things that need to be fixed from it sitting around, and voila. I even serviced the hose. I serviced the wand, changed the O-rings. I went through the whole machine like it was my own, and it lives. It doesn't need to go to the scrapyard. That's how you do it, folks. That's how you do it. So thank you to our good friends and husband and wife team of Louise and Earl Grant. These are amazing people to deal with, folks. And we are truly blessed to have them as a resource for low mileage quality vehicles at fair prices. Because Earl and Louise, they don't push, pull, and drag junk onto their lot. They've been in the business over 25 years, and you can go there, buy with confidence, and be treated with nothing less than honesty and integrity. So we are blessed to have them for almost 8 years as a resource where I know if I send you there, I don't even have to think about it. You know why? Because you're not going to bring a skunk in a mink coat home or a lipstick on a pig. You're going to get a quality vehicle, and it's going to look like brand spanking new. Because Earl and Louise, I'm fussy. I'm known to be anal retentive. I take offense to that. But they are fussy. And it's great to have an outlet where you can go shopping there for a car and not have to think about whether you're going to get ripped off, because you're not. They're Greater Toronto area's premier pre-owned auto store. So if you or someone is looking to purchase a vehicle pre-owned, which is a smart way to do it, you're not losing all the depreciation on it. Somebody else has done that for you. You can walk into City Auto Sales and Leasing. You can lease it. You can finance it in-house. And Earl and Louise, you're going to love them to pieces. And you're going to want to go back next week and buy another car. You're going to love it there. So check them out on our website. All our program partners are on the home page. And the homepage of our website is the biggest drawer that we have in our toolbox. There you'll find all our recommended businesses. You just point, click, and their page opens. All the pages are exactly the same, so you don't get lost in our website. Navigation is very, very easy. And check in with them. And as I mentioned, we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for their belief in what we're doing, and that is reaching out, teaching people the basics about automotive so that you don't get ripped off out there, so that you can feel more confident in taking care of your own ride and following your maintenance and staying ahead of the curve before you get yourself stuck. And that happens to a lot of people. So don't be one of those people that neglect their vehicle. Like I said before, this channel is not for those who don't want to hear yakking. So go do something else. Leave your comment off our YouTube channel, because if you're not wanting to listen to talk radio, then just don't do it. If you don't want to listen to how to take care of your automobile so you can keep it longer, then this channel and our YouTube channel is definitely not for you. Go do something else, okay? The drama, keep your drama to yourself and leave me out of it. Thank you very much. Enough said on that. Well, let's have our swiggy together. I added an extra ingredient into mine this morning by accident last night before I went to bed, and I'm not quite sure what it's going to bring to the table. But on 3, 2, 1, you ready? 3, 2, 1. That's not bad. I might try that again. You ask, what's the ingredient? Apple cider vinegar. Yeah, I put it in by accident, but it goes really good with the ginger and the honey. I might have come up with something there. Just maybe. You need a 16-pack of Crayola crayons and a ginormous flattened out leaf bag, and you got yourself the best laptop the world could ever provide you. Never runs out of memory and or ink. Just keep folding it over. That's all you got to do. I was going to say weekend weather. We're almost there. You know, I'm kind of thrown off because yesterday I didn't get to enjoy one single minute of Canada Day yesterday. I was here in the studio with chat and buckets of coffee, figuring out what had happened and why things weren't working the way they should be working. And now I know, and it all comes down to, you know what? Maintenance. Computer maintenance. So Fridays now will be maintenance day. So Mondays, I'm reading this to you because this is how you formulate a maintenance plan. I don't understand computerisms. On cars I do, but in this side of the world, it's interesting. So Mondays are now for production day. Importing videos for my iPhone, editing into iMovie, adding in our intro, and uploading a schedule and scheduling on YouTube. That's our Mondays. So now Fridays will be maintenance day. Archive finished work, remove finished files from the Mac. That's Friday from here on in, so that never happens again. And so you have to go seeking those who have the information that can help you so you're not struggling in things. And that's what I've seen for many years. People struggling with maintaining the car and they give up. You got to keep that passion going and in your mind's eye say, how many years do I want to trade time for money to just replace the darn car and make the payment and interest payments? How many years do you want to do that? Here's what I'm going to throw to you, and then we're going to get right into today's program entitled Cars Are Like a Symphony. We've talked already about it being changing your mindset and looking at your automobile as a piece of equipment, because that's exactly what it is. It's a piece of equipment. How much money do you want? Again, do you want to trade your time that you can never get back to go home to work, 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 make a car payment. And you got to maintain it. Or you start the cycle again. You wear the thing out because of lack of maintenance. And now, you fall into the trick of, wow, it's going to be $4,000 to put that vehicle back on the road. Well, I got a neighbor who just had to get rid of his truck because he was going south on his finances in a hurry. He's got a great job. $2,200 a month. You heard right. $22,200 a month. And then you still have to maintain what's not covered under warranty. And then when you own it, now you're paying for all of it. You get my drift? I hope so. Because don't fall into being a consumer. Learn to be a prosumer. And that's what this channel's all about, is to teach you how to be a prosumer. So lock in tight with our podcast. We're on all the networks: Spotify, Apple, Amazon, Podbean, wherever you pull your podcasts from. Just type in Car Connection Workshop and you'll find us. Sign up for our YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, do me a favor, would you do that? Because lots of you, about 70% of you, are not subscribed, but you're enjoying the videos. And there's also a way for you to donate to the videos as well to help us, because we're not monetized. So we have just enough fundage coming in, just enough. I don't take a paycheck, so just so you know, I haven't had a paycheck since 2009. We've been rebuilding, and then we were doing well, and then, the big C-19 Stupidity Act, the carnival moved in for a couple of years, and that took half of our company away after 26 years. So pray for us. We're working hard to bring you the information that will save you money, a lot of money. And don't listen to the salespeople. Don't listen to the talking heads, the suits, the carnival out there when it comes to sales, because they just want to sell you that next piece of sheet metal and rubber and get you making payments again. So thank you to Earl and Louise Grant. Fantastic people, fantastic couple. That's a little bit of history of Car Connection. So we're pedaling hard. Get involved in our YouTube channel. There's over almost 500 pieces for you to enjoy there, to educate yourself and have a few laughs at the same time. And yes, I yak. And I will never, ever, ever bend a knee and apologize for that, because I'm a teacher. And that's what I do. And, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. So click. All you got to do is point and click at the top right-hand corner of our homepage at carconnectionbusinessnetwork.com. That's CCBUSNET.com. I put all the information for you in the description of the YouTube videos and the podcasts as well. That is part of my routine every single day. So everything I talk about is in the description and more. I put a lot more nuggets in every description of every video and podcast so that you can learn even more, because I don't always get a chance to talk about it. So you can click on our YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and we are posted under the business tab at stevensvilleontheweb.ca as professionals in the automotive world. So we do articles there, and all three of those community platforms you'll find videos, bloopers, outtakes, and funny stuff that our Skippy puts together for you to enjoy and have a good laugh on me. Our merch store, a lot of people have been hitting me up on that. It's there for you. You can buy online safely. It gets shipped directly to your door. And all the proceeds, we don't take a dime from the proceeds of the merch sales. We turn it back to Total Freedom Addiction Campuses Canada and U.S. to help that next person get to a campus nearest them to have their life changed forever. That's what they do there. And it's just wonderful to see the transformation. So that's what you're doing when you buy the merch. And hey, wear it with pride. Absolutely. Send us a selfie. Remember, Friday is good Friday. It's not Good Fridays. It's Fun Fridays here. And I need your questions for Saturday's Q&A. I need them by noon on Friday in order to put the Saturday's programming together. So would you help me out with that? And I'll tell you, the ladies have been hammering at home, guys, asking some amazing questions. And my question to you fellas is, where are you? Where are you? Well, here's what we got going on today for forecast. Again, stay hydrated. Put your sunscreen on before you turn into a red tomato. 73 degrees right now and sunny in the Niagara region, the south shores of Lake Erie. Wind is making it feel cooler, about 71 degrees. Windy conditions expected around 3 p.m. Today's temperature range will be 73 to 88 degrees, but it's going to feel more like, here it is, 71 to 90 degrees. So we are in the steam heat. And again, if you're having vehicle air conditioning issues, you're going to want to tap into the 4-part mini-series that I did on the podcast, and they're all up on our YouTube channel. So again, subscribe. Help us out. Get the booster cables out and give us a push to our first 1,000 subscribers. We have hit the halfway point. Skippy and I are excited because we're seeing things move forward and we're seeing fruit from our labor. So help us out. Get the booster cables, get our engine running smoothly, and push us to the 1,000 subscriber mark. So like, share, follow, subscribe, most importantly, and leave a positive comment. Yes, a positive comment. You know who you are. You know who you are. We thank all of you for doing that. You are simply marvelous. There's no precipitation on deck for today. And yesterday's high for Canada Day, 159 years. And for our neighbors to the south, they're going to be celebrating 250 years with their upcoming July 4th celebration. So, hey, happy J4 to all our friends south of the border. And I said friends. They are friends. I was over there, worked over there in radio for 24 and a half years. And let me tell you, the crap I've been hearing from our side regarding them over there, they're our friends. So I want that garbage to stop, because that's the media doing it. Folks, they're great people. They're our allies. And you know what? You may not like the man in charge, but they've really painted him with a brush. And you got to do your own homework. We got great friends south of the border. Amen? You better believe it. You better believe it. And I'm so sick and tired of the freaking media. I could spit in their face and laugh all at the same time. It's horrible what they've been trying to convince Canadians that our friends south of the border are bad. No, they're not. So let's just stop it already. Enough said on that. That's a touchy subject with me, because I have a lot of peeps over there. And I'll tell you what, if you needed a hand, you pick up the phone, you send an email, you shoot a text, bam, they're right on your doorstep to give you a hand. So that nonsense has to stop. And it is a load of baloney. All right, let's jump in this morning. Here we go. Thanks to our certified financial planning professionals, Tony Miele, Larry Tetro, 50 years experience. These guys are outstanding in their field. So if you're feel like you're drowning in debt, there's no way out. You got an investment portfolio that really sucks. It makes you nothing. Get it out of the bank. Get it away from wherever it is and let these guys turn it around, tune it up so that your money's making you money. It's working hard for you, not for someone else. They do full, hardcore tax planning, estate planning, mortgages at great rates, and the people in the mortgage department, the ladies in Winnipeg, are fantastic to work with. Wow. You got a question, they get back to you. Life insurance, critical illness insurance, all this and more is available to you to sit down for a free, no obligation, bring some clarity to your life and your world. We call it the hour and a coffee. And Tony and Larry, they don't need any more clients. They're doing the same thing I am. They're using their skills to help you move forward. If you're stuck, here's your opportunity. Leave your wallet and your purse at home. Get that discovery meeting booked today. Don't leave it another single minute. Today, the do does and the did is done. Connect with Tony Miele or Larry Tetro, certified financial planning professionals combined, have well over 50 years of experience. And I can tell you, they've been my buddies for 20 years and my planners for 20 years. Just get it done. Just get it done. Watch what happens to your world. Don't give up. I'm not giving up on you. Don't give up. Sit down and put the truth on the table to your circumstances. Get your questions answered and bring clarity. Thank you to Niagara Block. We've got, I don't know what happened there. Kathy and Dave and Dan. Did you hear that? And Dan. Yeah, it's sinuses and pollen. Yeah, pollen's really getting me this year. They are there for you, building Canada since 1931. And if you're looking to put up a block building of any kind, they have all the materials for that, including the metal you'll need. If you're looking to create a beautiful landscape, hardscape, oasis where you can just hang out with your buds or just be, that's what they do. They have all the gorgeous materials to create a wonderful backyard space or wherever it's going to go on your property. And Kathy Greenwell, she has a list of contractors that you can rely on to estimate, design, build, and let you enjoy your beautiful backyard space. That's Niagara Block, 5000 Montrose Road. So today's title, Cars Are Like a Symphony. And yes, they are. They absolutely are. I was thinking about it, and I thought, wow, vehicles are like music. And quite often, a lot of times, I don't even put the radio on or a CD or anything in the dash or an MP3 file or, a smoke signal MP3 or carrier pigeon. I'm listening for the sounds of the automobile. And my pops was a millwright all his life. He's 89 years old, he's going to be 90 in December. And he would always tell me he worked as a millwright. He was the guy that was at the plant early in the morning firing up all the machines. And he had this spot in the plant that he said he would get a cup of coffee after all the machines are up and running and compressors, because everything's running by air. That's me, that banging. Sorry, I won't do that again. I was just wanting another swiggy, that's all. So my pops would say he's in there bright and early in the morning around 5 a.m., 5:30, gets all the machines running, ready for the team to come in. And they made a lot of parts. Big, heavy presses, like they could hear them booming in China, I'm sure of it. Maybe not. Maybe Australia, where the bathtubs go backwards. That's what I heard. Does that mean the water comes out? I don't know. So he would he had a chair or something he'd sit on, sit and have a cup of coffee, and he would listen to the plant, all the machines running. He said, I could tell from just sitting there if we were going to have problems with the machine, because there's a sound. When everything is working right, there's a sound that lets me know all the machines are doing what they're supposed to be doing. And he said I could hear a little something, and I knew exactly which machine that was, and I would put my coffee down and go and look. And so I guess I adapted the same thing, because I enjoy when I'm driving, I'm out on the roadways, and, traffic's not heavy, just listening to the sounds of the vehicle that I'm riding in. And I can tell if everything is in sync. And I love that sound, because then I know we're on top of it. that everything is working exactly the way it should, in sync with one another, because it all has to work together to sound right. And if that sound is not there, then my ear picks up on it, and I know there's something going on with this component. I need to look at that and just verify we haven't got something developing before it turns into a big ugly. And what does that mean? Cha-ching. That's what it means. Some of that. Don't get you some of that. Number 2, what parts of an automobile could we actually really just take off and leave it out? 0. It all works together. Now imagine for a minute a symphony with all those beautiful instruments, from brass wind instruments to wood instruments and percussion and all the other things in there, the violins, the cellos, you name it, piano, the whole 9 yards. Imagine them all sitting down and playing something different. You know, the conductor gets up there and he's, listen up, and a 1 and a 2, and all of a sudden they're all playing something different in a different key. Sharps and flats and whatever are colliding. What would that sound like? Like fingernails on a chalkboard. But when they're all in sync, reading from the same music, playing their piece, it all comes together and it sounds absolutely outstanding. It really does. It's just amazing. And I love going to live theater where they have the orchestra there. I like to sit behind the orchestra pit, and you just see them all playing their part, and you're watching what's going on stage, how it's all put together to run together like one machine. Your vehicle is exactly the same. It has a sound that indicates that everything is working as it should. So when you're playing that music really, really loud, you can't hear that. But that's music. The music to my ears is listening to the sounds of the machine and hearing it all working together to get you down the road. That, to me, is music. And I love horsepower, too. The sound of that engine just screaming and getting ready to unleash some crazy horsepower. I love that. I really, really do. As my music professor would say, well, if you can't play good, play loud. Yeah, we don't want that on our automobiles. Let's just turn up the radio and the problem goes away, right? No, it doesn't. So we can't leave out any parts whatsoever. They all work together. Imagine the engine's not working. It's going to be a car no-go situation, wouldn't you say? Or if the engine's got some serious problems, my heart goes out to those with the Hemi tick this morning. Okay? I'm thinking of you. And all the other engines that are having some serious problems right now. Yeah, it's not pretty out there. But they brought it on themselves. It's as simple as that. You know, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. They brought it on themselves. But unfortunately, the consumer gets sucked into their nightmare. No transmission. Is the car going to go? Or if it's not sounding healthy, is it in sync with the rest of the vehicle symphony? No. And number 5, so what parts on a vehicle can we neglect and get away with it? 0. It all has to work together to create that amazing piece of machinery called an automobile. because they are amazing. Some of them suck. We know that. But they're amazing when you think about it. When you're flying down the road, and I know you are. Yeah, the posted signs are not a suggestion. Just saying. Just saying. It's not a suggested speed limit. It's amazing to me to hear that beautiful sound of the machine that's getting you from point A to point B. Yeah, I like to listen to my music, but quite often I just like to listen to the heartbeat of the machine. I really like that because I can tell if something's not quite right. If there's an engine sound, if the transmission's making noise, there's a noise there that doesn't belong. Something's playing a different tune, if you know what I'm saying. So, in order for a symphony to sound good, every instrument must always be playing its part in that piece of music for it all to sound good. Your vehicle is exactly the same, folks. Visualize it being an amazing machine. It's not a simple thing. There's so many components working together to get you down the road and get you back home at the end of the day. To get you from point A to point B, to that favorite vacation spot, and get you back again safe and sound. But it all comes down to one component. What do you think that is? What is the one component that is a must-have in a symphony? The conductor. And guess what you are behind the wheel of your automobile? You are that automobile's conductor. That's what you are. You're the one that makes sure that all the components are playing their right piece and they're all working from the same piece of music. But you're the conductor. That's who you are. Are you a good conductor or not? Is your vehicle in sync with you and with all its components? Because that's where that piece of music comes in. And that's called the maintenance. Making sure that the maintenance is getting done so that everything is working together. That's what makes these machines. That's exactly what it is. It is a piece of music that requires everything working together, always under the watchful eye of the conductor. So I leave you with that and our Thursday morning Motormouth Summer Tech Tip. And here it is, number 3. Yeah, I made 35 of these things. AC not blowing cold? All right, folks, Motormouth here. If your AC feels more like a gentle sigh than a cold blast, you might be low on refrigerant or have a leak. So don't just suffer through it. Head to a shop and have them do a leak test and performance test to verify where the problems are. It's not a do-it-yourself component on your vehicle, folks. You can do some extreme damage, or you could even do harm to your person. A cool ride is a happy ride, and be safe out there. I do know they sell the recharge kits, but you know what? I had to spend 2 days in Fanshawe College in London, Ontario, to get an ODS number, ozone depleting substance number, to learn all about the Kyoto Accord and chlorofluorocarbons and not putting holes in the ozone layer in order for me to buy refrigerant. And I have my refrigerant license. So I disagree with people being able to buy these recharge kits over the counter. If you don't know anything about refrigerant and you don't know anything about your vehicle's air conditioning system, number one, you could have a blow off and have refrigerant hit you in the face, freeze an eyeball. You end up in the emerge, and then the nurse says, how did this happen? She goes, what's wrong with you? That's why we have service technicians to mess with that stuff. You're going to lose your eye because it'll freeze your eyeball solid in literally seconds or give you really bad frostbite. If you overcharge the system, you're going to seize up the AC compressor and or cause extreme damage that's going to put your AC system down for the entire season. So you may ask, well, why do they sell it? Well, why do they sell window tint when they know that there's many states in the U.S. you can't even take that vehicle in there with window tint? Yeah, because the guy with the hat and the gun's going to tell you can't. You have to leave the state and you're going to get a fine. It's called caveat emptor. Buyer beware. Companies make stuff, people buy stuff. And as soon as you purchase that refrigerant kit, you have already indemnified the company from anything that happens to you or your automobile because you made the purchase. So buyer beware. So I'm going to say this, folks, don't mess with it. Just don't. Don't mess with it. Your vehicle's air conditioning system is not something to toy with. It's not for the do-it-yourselfer. It is not. And they should pull those kits off the floor because people are going to get harmed and they're going to do a lot of destruction to your automobile and your vehicle's air conditioning system when you see how much it's going to cost to fix it after you tried to fix it with whatever product you're buying off the shelf. Because if we can't identify the chemical composition of the refrigerant in whatever that little self-help kit, AC kit comes with, I'm not putting it into my machine because it'll contaminate my whole machine. And then I love you, but I don't like you at that point. Yeah. No. It's going to be a yeah, no. So don't do it. So if your air conditioning system is blowing cool but not cold, you need to get to an AC tech that can test and verify what's going on, where did the refrigerant go to because it's a leak. Just putting some leak stuff into the AC system is a freaking nightmare when it goes down again because I can't touch it. And a lot of the techs out there won't touch it either because, again, it contaminates our equipment. So you're out of luck at that point. It's a car, it now becomes a vehicle with no AC. I can tell you that right now. So don't play with that stuff. Leave it on the shelf. It's just, it's setting you up for failure. And it will be nasty. So till tomorrow morning, we'll see you for another edition of Motormouth's Morning Drive. I kept you a few minutes extra today to kind of make up for yesterday's. There is a program there for yesterday. It's all there in its completeness. But yeah, we'll see you. Tomorrow's Friday. It's Fun Friday. Make sure you get your questions in to me by noon. The emails are nile@ccbusnet.com or motormouth.jenkins@gmail.com. And you can find all that information in the descriptions of our YouTube videos and our podcast. Happy Thursday. Happy, healthy motoring. Peace, patience, and kindness always. And we'll see you tomorrow morning for another Motormouth Morning Drive. Bye for now.